What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another predicted lineup video as we face Sheffield United away in the last 16 of the FA Cup tomorrow night under the lights at Bramall Lane. Stellini has been taking the press conference, but it does seem that we are just around the corner from seeing Antonio Conte back in the press conferences, as Stellini claims that he looks like Conte will be back this week. But he has been talking about the team news. Not many changes, but what is the team news?
No new changes. The Lloris, Basuma, Bentancur and Session all still long-term injuries, so they won't be available for the game on Wednesday. Conte is set to be back this week, but won't be on the touchline for Wednesday. Stellini is still going to remain in charge and hopefully keep up his 100% record, but those are the team news. No new injuries.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into our predicted lineup. We're going for a 3-4-3 formation as per usual. In goal, in the absence of Hugo Lloris, Fraser Forster is going to be between the sticks again. And he had a pretty good display last time out against Chelsea.
Yeah, he's getting better, more comfortable behind our back line, I think. And I think it helps when he's not as tested as he was against Leicester, when he's more well protected, but he definitely is looking better, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, so Forster in goal. Right wing back, we are looking at Pedro Porro for this game. Obviously Emerson has been brilliant since he's got back into the team, but we're thinking the new signing Porro is going to be given the nod in this one.
And I think wing backs are probably one of the most crucial positions to rotate if you're going to keep the freshness in the side. Porro will probably want to banish those demons of his debut performance against Leicester, and that's probably still hanging over him a bit. So I think we'll want to get that out of the way, and I think this is a good opportunity to do it.
Yeah, alongside him is going to be Kuti Romero. Obviously, on his debut, Romero wasn't there, and he had to play alongside Japhet Tanganga in that role. But I think him alongside Romero will give us that defensive solidity that maybe we didn't have against Leicester.
Yeah, and I think it's important to have a bit of continuity at the back as well, if we're going to change the wing back, so Romero keeps his place.
Alongside Romero in the middle of the back three, we're going to give the nod to Eric Dyer as well. Since that Leicester game, he's stepped in admirably well, and he's on a run of good form at the moment.
Yeah, it just seems that Leicester game was a massive blip for everyone, because Dyer was also pretty good against Man City just before then, and then that was a really poor game. But he's actually on pretty good form, to be fair to him, and we're going to need his experience in this one if we're not going to underestimate Sheffield United.
Yeah, and the last of the back three, we've actually gone for Ben Davies, but now I'm thinking about it, because Ben Davies has played 2 games at left wing back, it makes me think that maybe Clement Longley is going to come in instead.
I'm not sure. I don't know. It's
obviously it's a very taxing position, isn't it? Left wing back. He's played 2 games there in a row.
I'm thinking maybe a left centre back is less physically exerting, so maybe he'll be all right to play there and then go back to left wing back on the weekend. So I think Davis will play. I think we need him in the team. I think Longley will probably play in Europe as well next week, so I think Davis should be fine for this one.
So that's a back three of Romero, Dyer, Davis, and left wing back. We're giving the nod to Ivan Perisic, seeing as Ben Davies has been there the last 2 games. Perisic has been favoured by Conte all season, but hasn't featured in the last couple of games, so we think he's going to come in for this one.
Yeah, and he was talking about Perisic in his press conference, Delaney, and he said that he was asked about Ben Davies, the job he's doing for the team, and he said, yeah, Davies is doing a very good job, but even if we have Perisic as well, he was playing well the last few games, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. So for me, that implies Perisic is coming back in. Look, we need him. We're going to need Perisic from now at the end of the season. We need him to up his game. I did think there were signs of improvement, especially against Man City, but then he had that Leicester game. So I think he rightfully taken out the team for Davis, and it's worked. But hopefully he can regain his form.
Yeah, let's hope so. And we're definitely going to need his attacking output in this game. With 2 flying wing backs in the team, it'll be great to see. But let's run through that back line with you guys one more time. So it's Fraser Forster in goal. Right wing back in Pedro Porro, right centre back Christian Romero, Eric Dyer in the middle, Davis on the left with Ivan Perisic at left wing back. Moving on to the midfield, Ollie Skip has been brilliant since coming into the team, but we think in this game Pape Matar Sarr might be given the nod.
Yeah, I think Skip's played the last 4 games now, 3 games
since the San Siro.
Since San Siro, it's the last 3 games in a row. And he's playing really well. We want to keep him fresh for the weekend, keep up those games. You could argue maybe the more game time the better for Skip and just keep it ticking, but we think Sarr I think deserves another appearance after the Milan game. I think this is, again, a good opportunity to do it. So we think Sarr's going to come in.
Yeah, and alongside him, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. But again, I wouldn't be totally surprised if it is Sarr and Skip starting this game.
I think it'll be Højbjerg. I think we need that leadership in the centre of midfield. And I think Højbjerg missed the Milan game, so he's played the last two games, but maybe he's going to be a bit fresher because he hasn't played the last three. He only played the last two, so hopefully, I think it's important to have that. Even though Sarr and Skip did so well in the San Siro, I think we want Højbjerg there just to make sure we get the job done.
Yeah, look, I completely agree, but I just wouldn't be surprised if it was Skip and Sarr in the middle too. Moving on to the front line, on the right-hand side, we're going to go for Richarlison.
Yeah, there's argument for Dan Juma because he didn't feature the whole of last month, apart from maybe one little cameo appearance for a few minutes. So harsh for him not to start, but we think Richarlison is going to keep his place, go on the right side. We think Kulusevski's probably worth a rest for him to get him sharp for the weekend because he's looking a bit leggy, although his performances have improved last two games. We think Richarlison will start.
Yeah, and on the left-hand side, we're going to go for Heung-min Son, seeing as he's been on the bench for the last couple of games with fairly good cameos coming off the bench.
Yeah, and he started the last FA Cup game, obviously getting a double away at Preston. So we think he'll come in for this one.
Yeah, and then up top, we're going to go for Harry Kane. Would you be totally surprised if maybe it is Son or Richarlison pushed up to the number 9, Kane gets arrested, Dan Juma comes in?
I hope that happens, to be honest, because I think Kane deserves a rest, and I don't think it'll hurt the team that much, even though he's such an important player. But judging by what Stellini was saying, I get the impression that he intends to play Kane on Wednesday. And look, even if it means playing Kane and maybe putting him on the bench against Wolves and putting Richarlison up front, I wouldn't be too against it. But I do think Kane shouldn't start both games.
All right, well, there you have it. Let's run through that lineup with you guys one more time. In goal, Fraser Forster. Right wing back, Pedro Porro. Right centre back, Cuti Romero. In the central centre back is Eric Dyer. Left centre back, Ben Davis.
Left wing back,
Ivan Perisic. In the middle of the park, you've got Pape Matar and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Up front on the right-hand side, you've got Richarlison. Left-hand side, you've got Heung-min Son. And up top, you've got Harry Kane. That is the lineup. If this is the lineup that Stellini goes with, what is your score prediction?
I'm going 2-0 Spurs. I'm hoping that we go into the cauldron of Bramall Lane and come out on top. And I think we've got the enough technical ability to really hurt Sheffield United. But I think the important thing is we just have that same defensive mentality that we've had over the past couple of games and keep it tight. Don't give Sheffield United anything easy. And if we do that, I think we'll have more enough quality to hurt them. Yeah,
I think if Spurs get the first goal in this game, it'll really stand us in good stead. It'll invite Sheffield United to come out a bit more gaps will appear, and with the likes of Perisic and Porro, maybe they can really exploit those gaps that Sheffield United do leave. I'm hoping that we do start really well and do get the first goal, and I'm backing the team to do that. So yes, I'm also going for 2-0 as well. Hopefully Rishi can get on the score sheet, and maybe Heung-min Son as well. But that is our predicted lineup. Those are our predicted score lines. Let me know in the comment section below what you think the lineup's going to be and what you think the score is going to be. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.